Hi, I'm Nathan from TrueFire, and it's time for another episode of Licks We Love. Each week will feature a set of must-see licks video lessons across various genres and skill levels. The tab, notation, and jam tracks are all available for free at TrueFire via the links in the description. Today's episode features some of our favorite acoustic licks. Grab your guitar and let's dig in. The first lick of today's episode is called Walkin, from David Hamburger's 30 beginner fingerstyle blues licks you must know.
Lick 27, Walkin, uses blues licks over a walking bass line to resolve from E to D to A. Let's check it out. 1, 2, 3, 4. So this lick is going from E7 to D7 to A, and it's doing it with a walking bass line. Now that means that the thumb is still going to be playing a steady bass, but the left hand notes are going to be changing. So for the E chord, we're going to play open E, and then 2nd fret, 3rd fret, 4th fret. Now the bass line for the D chord is almost the same. It starts on the open 4th string, and then it goes to 2nd fret on the low string, 3rd fret, 4th fret, and then resolves to A. So E7 to D7 to A, that's 5 to 4 to 1 in the key of A. So now we have these licks that happen on top of the bass line. So let's look at how to coordinate all of that. Over the E, we have this. And so what's happening is on the first beat, we have a hammer on. We're going to pinch the 6th string and the 3rd string, the open 3rd string, and then hammer on to the 1st fret. And then on the and of 1, we're going to go to the 2nd string. Now on beat 2, we're going to go to the 2nd fret in the bass, and the melody notes are both open strings. So we do a pinch, low string, high string, and then go to the open 2nd string. Now on the 3rd beat, we're going to go to the 3rd fret on the low string and the 3rd fret on the 2nd string. And we're going to pinch and then play the high string on the and of 3. And then on the 4th beat, all we have to do is play the 4th fret on the low string. So even though it sounds complicated, you're only really having to hold down 2 fingers at the most while you do this. Now when we get to the D chord, we have this lick on top. So now to coordinate that with the D bass line, we have this. First we start with a pinch, 4th string, and 1st fret on the 2nd string, and then go to the open 2nd string on the and of 1. And now we go to 2nd fret on the low string, 2nd fret on the 3rd string, and pinch, and then go to the open 2nd string. Now we shift and go 3rd fret on the low string, 2nd fret on the 3rd string, pinch, and then open 3rd string. And then we go to 4th fret on the low string, 2nd fret on the 4th string, and pinch, and then play the open 3rd string and hammer on to the 2nd fret. And that is anticipating the A chord. And then we go and play here. So it's a set of moves. 1, 2, 3, 4. So just like on the E chord, at any one time, you're only holding down 2 notes at a time. So if you take it step by step, you should be able to put it all together. Here's what it sounds like when you do put it all together. 1, 2, 3, 4.
Our next lick is called Big Run in A, from Tyler Grant's 30 Hot Bluegrass Flatpicking Licks You Must Know.
Here's an A chord lick that I call Big Run in A. 1, 2, ready, go. We've done a big run in G and we've done a big run in C. Here's a big run in A. Why not? A is really fun. So we're starting on the low E string and walking up to the tonic note that way. So it's low E, and I'm going to be in this position, second position for most of this. So open E, second fret with the first finger, then next fret, open A, same sequence. Now I will shift back to open position and play open D, first fret, second fret. Same thing on the open G string. So there is a big old A run right there. It kind of lands on the upbeat, but that covers the whole thing up to the tonic note. Then we continue, open B, first fret, second fret. Okay, now let's just stop there and review. That's the whole first half of this. That sort of stands alone. Okay, as an A lick, and big ol' ascent, you know, a bunch of notes there, but a really easy pattern to pull off. So let's try this, just that first measure, real slow. Ready, and a go, E, and a. Moving on, this is the downbeat of the second measure, and we have the open E string on the next upstroke, and then third fret, second fret, open, so that's outlining your A7 chord there. Now, third finger plays the third fret of the B string, and the easiest way to navigate this little bit is to use your first finger here on the first fret of the B, second finger on the second fret, and then reach over with your first finger to play the A tonic note. So, since those, you know, same fret, you know, with those strings right on top of each other, we'll employ that technique of using a finger out of its position to cover the next note, okay? So there we go. And after that, we're just going to run down, take it easy on ourselves, and run a nice little A minor pentatonic descent. Okay? So let's play the second measure on to the end. Ready, and a go, E, and a. So how about this whole big run, nice and slow, and it just chugs along, down, up, pretty much the whole way, so I'm not going to worry about the pick strokes. Let's just go ahead and play it, keep that pick down and up. Ready, and a go, E, and a. Okay, let's try the big run over the A chord rhythm at performance tempo. 1, 2, ready, go.
Our next lick is called Walkin the Shapes, from Gareth Pearson's 50 Travis, Atkins, and Reed guitar licks you must know.
Lick 35 is Walkin the Shapes, a Merle Travis idea from the song Walkin the Strings. Okay, for this lick, I'm playing over E and A. This shape for E, and this shape for A. And I'm working with an ascending line here, and a descending line here, over this picking pattern. So let's just do this together. And then also over A. So let's put these together. 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4. Let me do it slower, sorry. 1, 2, 3, 4. There we go.
The fourth lick is called Hammering Through, from Trevor Gordon Hall's 30 Fingerstyle licks you must know.
All right, so in this lick, we're actually going to be using hammer-ons to sort of extend what is possible. If we're only going to be playing 1, 2, 3, 4, now if we add in some of our hammer-ons, we can sort of extend how long and how much character the line can sound like. All right, so here's what it sounds like. So what we want to think about in this is making sure we line up thumb, index, middle, and ring on the top 4 strings here. The thumb is going to grab all the notes that are on the D string, the index is going to grab on the G, and then on the B string is going to be your middle, and then A, the ring finger, you'll see that in the tab P-I-M-A. It's going to grab that on the top. So what we're doing here is we're going to play the D, an open D string, and then I'm going to hammer on with the first finger. Right? And then as soon as I hammer that on, then I'm gonna do the first finger is gonna grab the G, second finger is gonna grab the B. And then when I get to the B, I'm gonna hammer this on right here with the third finger, like that. The tricky thing is making sure when you hammer on to use the very tip of the finger, because what's going to happen is you're going to need an open string right after that on the high E, and if you play a hammer on and get a little bit of the side of the finger, it's going to mute that high E string. So just be real aware that you're on the fingertips the whole time. And I'm grabbing that high E string with the ring, and then I'm going to come back, since the third finger is here on the B string on the 3rd fret, I'm going to use my second finger right back here, because remember we talked about lining up a finger for each string. So when you come back to that string, you already have a finger ready and available to be used. And then what I'm going to do here is I'm going to actually go down with the thumb. So what I'm going to do is the thumb on this, and we're doing this kind of C add 9 type chord here, where I put my second finger on the 3rd fret of the A, the 3rd finger on the B string on the 3rd fret there, and then my first finger is going to go on the 2nd fret of the D. And you'll notice my thumb is going to actually grab this on the A string as well as on the D string. So the middle finger grabs the B, and then the index is going to be grabbed by the G, the index is going to grab the G. And then I go back to where I started. And then this, we're going to switch this just a little bit, and here's the overall pattern. That's kind of what we're doing, but what we want to do is play this with, we want to extend it with our hammer-ons. So we're going to go 3rd finger, 2nd finger, 1st finger, right in a row. So we have the 4th fret of the D, we have an open G, I have the 2nd finger on the 3rd fret of the B, and then the 2nd fret with my 1st finger on the high E, and I'm going to go, right? So I'm hammering on this one, all of those. So now we turn in these notes right here. Now we just extend the line. And from there, we go back to the beginning that we started with. Repeat that same thing again. And now we're going to end this a little bit differently, and this brings us to the close of the lick, but also allows us to go right back to the beginning. So here's the chord here. We're going to do the same thing. You're outlining this shape like that. And what you want to do is actually hit open, then hit open, just remember thumb, index, middle, ring, and you have to stagger because sometimes you're going to be skipping a beat because that's taken by the hammer-on. So just be aware of that. Play through that slowly. And the other thing is just remember playing on your fingertips because we have an open string here. You want to make sure when you do the hammer-on, you're not going to mute the surrounding strings. So now let's try this I'm going to put this at 150 beats per minute so you can hear what it sounds like with a click. 1, 2, ready, go.
Our final lick is called Double Exposure, from Roberto Dalla Vecchia's 30 Bluegrass Licks You Must Know.
Lick 28, Double Exposure. In this lick, we're going from a G chord to a D chord and back to another G chord. And many bluegrass songs end like that. Let's do it together. Many bluegrass songs end with this chord progression 1, 5, 1, 1. Think of Will the Circle Be Unbroken or Rolling My Sweet Baby's Arms and many more. So it's good to have a good vocabulary of licks working over this chord progression. So in this lick we are going from the G, we are playing something over the G chord. And this is a typical double stop that Tony Rice is using all the time. And then we go to a D chord and back to G. So we have a very little short 1 bar dominant D lick. Again, so we start with the double stop here on string 3 and 4, hammer on, open D, and then with your index, okay? So as usual, make sure that you play the right down up, so it's down, down, up, hammer on, up, down, hammer on, down. Slowly, it goes like this. Alright, let's do it again one more time. And here you see my index is playing a little short bar right there. Right there, you see, so that's the best way of playing that sequence of notes when you go from F to B flat. And so that's double exposure.
And that does it for this week's Licks We Love. I hope you enjoyed the free lessons, and be sure to subscribe and tune in next week for even more. Don't forget to click the links in the description to pick up the tab and notation. And if you haven't already, just a reminder that you can join TrueFire for free and get a 14-day free trial of All Access. No credit card required and no strings attached. Come ignite your playing with TrueFire. Practice smart, play hard.